Hello everybody, welcome to Cape Rugby TV. It's of course Wednesday night and we bring you the very best of what's happening in the world of club rugby. That's right, you're on Cape Town TV every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. and of course on repeats on Saturday at 9 a.m. On the panel with me this evening, of course, some of our usual strangers and then some of our complete strangers we haven't seen on the show before, but of course no stranger to Cape Rugby TV and of course big friends of club rugby. Let me introduce you first to our first guest, Jerome Paarl. Paris, sommer 2 weke in 'n ry, wat gaan?
Yeah, JP, I think you get used to me now. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I don't know. You know, I thought I was used to you, and now for some other reason, today I'm calling you Paris.
Yeah, you're getting too used to me now.
Maybe I should get rid of you off the show a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, nice to have you on the show. From Masi Phumelele, folks, massive game this weekend. It's Masi Phumelele up against Elsies Rugby. So we've got the two big dogs here. They haven't wanted to talk to each other the whole show. They didn't say a word to each other so far yet. And it's the taste from Masi. Hello, Aston. Nice to have you on the show.
JP, thanks for having me on the show.
It's your first time as well, eh?
Yeah. As you can hear.
No, we're going to have a lot of fun. And of course, Gert Opperman, otherwise known as Gert Rademan. Gert, gaan we jou?
Goed, dankie, JP. Thanks very much for welcoming me to the show as well.
And I think it's your first time on the show. Of course, we've interviewed you off air many times, but we've never had you in the studio, so it's great to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
All right, folks, let's get straight into it. Of course, over the weekend, we went out and checked out the Community Cup champions up against the Community Challenge champions. That's, of course, Durbell against False Bay, and Durbell had a workout out for them, so to speak. And it was, of course, a home ground advantage for False Bay. And False Bay certainly have managed to show us why it is that they have such an enormous reputation at the moment. Everybody's looking at False Bay. They're not, I wouldn't say they're the new kids on the block, but they're definitely out there to make a statement. They've done well in the Community Challenge, and so far doing excellent in the league. So False Bay, I suppose a lot of people are wondering how on earth are they going to knock False Bay off. They are on a little bit of a pedestal, but of course both those teams were on a pedestal, being Durbell playing such good games in the Community Cup and winning that as the champions there, which is no small feat. And then of course False Bay winning the Community Challenge. So two very, very good teams up against each other. It was a cracker game. Let's catch up with the highlights.
It's going to be a crack of a game.
Ek dink False Bay speel baie goeie rugby. Hulle gebruik al die geleenthede wat hulle kry. Ons is baie flat-footed, geen urgency nie, niks dringendheid nie. Ons speel planloos. So ek hoop in die tweede helfte die ouens kry bal op die hand en ons kan 'n bietjie jol soos wat ons gewoond is doen.
We up our bit. We up our 10 points. We just said more of the same. We know what obviously they're going to come with us. It's a little bit tight. We're just trying to stay 2 scores ahead and make sure that it's not a close game, and obviously just watch our discipline.
there's some incredible hard hits there and some really good rugby. Jerome, what do you make of that match so far? I mean, from what you saw on the clip there.
Yeah, no, definitely, JP. If you just look at the tries that Durbell scored and the tries that in the first half that Fallsby scored, it's great rugby. It's I mean, it's no more like, I think everybody's moving away from the stump card type of rugby, and I'm glad to see that the guys are playing the ball. They're very exciting players, and look at Mustaqim Jappi, the fullback of Fallsby.
Yeah, he set up 3 tries.
I think that could easily be the try of the season, the one that he made.
Yeah.
I mean, ran from his own try line, and I mean, he wasn't selfish at the try line, passed the ball so that his teammate could score. It's great, JP. It's just disappointing, like you said, that that yellow card, that guy with that great tackle that we saw there.
Yeah,
it's unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, let's have a quick look at that. I think we can rewind that. Let's look at this fantastic hit here. Some big hits coming in on the day, and of course, this was one of those highlight moments. That was, of course, the rewind there of that big hit. Jerome, that was a late. Well, the card was for a late tackle. A close call.
But that's a close call, JP. And I mean, surely, I mean, we're playing rugby. That's maybe a few seconds as the ball leaves the guy's hand, he hit him. But I mean, obviously, he can't stop.
But if it was Frans Steyn, it was a definite yellow or red. Eh?
Yeah, but Frans Steyn, not a few seconds. Frans Steyn is a minute late. But this is
listen, Frans Steyn, I think, is probably going to be late for his own funeral. Yeah. He's had a couple of late hits this year as well.
But JP, I obviously I think like sometimes the refs are too hard. If it was now high and like I said, 30 seconds late.
I don't know. If you're late, you're late. Yeah, what do you think? Is it a late tackle? Would you give it as a late?
No, that definitely is a late tackle.
You think
on the ball. He left his hands long time ago.
Okay, the ball left his hands. Is that something you'd look at? Alison, you think it was late?
It was late, but
all right, so late is late.
It's late, but
it's funny. All 3 coaches here, it's late, but you know, like.
Yeah, but it's 2 big teams, you know.
Yeah.
They're both contenders.
Okay.
So it's partially late. You literally goes a penalty.
Late.
A penalty, but I wouldn't give a yellow card for that, to be honest.
All right.
Yeah, that's exactly. I agree with. I'm not saying.
Why?
But
Why won't you give the yellow card just to make the game flow?
Like I say, I mean, yellow card. It's if it's now really a dangerous and like really late, then maybe. But that was a penalty. That was a penalty. I think sometimes the ref must have the feel. If you look at Super Rugby now, I mean, they're punishing, which is good. They're punishing the refs.
But I mean, is that really in club rugby the way to go? Because you can't allow players to do a late tackle like that, and then he goes to play from the Currie Cup or in the Stormers or in the Springboks, and he now thinks he can do late tackles in a game. Then he goes to play for the Springboks and costs us the World Cup.
But if you look at this, JP, surely that guy didn't plan. He didn't plan to. It wasn't a planned thing for a late tackle. I mean, I've tackled a few guys late, but I planned it.
Yeah,
it's a good number 10. You must take him off the field in there 22.
All right, okay.
That was.
All right, so I think we're getting the idea. You guys want to see the game flow more, really. I mean, okay, so we're going to bend the rules a little bit according to our coaches here. But I mean, every coach wants the game just to carry on, unless you're tackling my player late. Because if, of course, you view the other side, then it's a different story, eh? Then
there's nothing wrong with it, yeah.
No, then there was nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit like how it works, eh? You kind of want the call to go.
That's how it is in rugby, yeah. You don't want to see that late tackle, well, get penalised for the late tackle as long as well. You know?
Yeah. All right, folks. Jonathan van der Walt, of course, led Fallsby there to victory, and of course the captain Michael Popmeyer leading from the front as usual. Let's catch up with Vidi and Pops. Right, folks, with me now, of course, Michael Popmeyer, the captain of Fallsby. Pops, a massive game for you guys today. Community Challenge winners up against the Community Cup winners. You guys must be thrilled.
Yeah, absolutely, JP. It's a decent motivation to get us going, you know, to come up against the Vodacom Cup, Community Cup winners, the best club in the country, so to speak. And to take it on our home ground, we're extremely excited.
You've knocked them off a pedestal now. We were talking about Conrad Buerta. I think everybody wants to see how are they going to do against Durbell. Yeah. You've had a fantastic season. We had Jono in studio last week with It's just been on the up, one game after the other for you guys now. Is there any chance that we're going to get a little bit complacent? We're not sure what's coming next. What's going on in the minds of the players right now?
Look, I watched that show on Wednesday night. VD hit the nail on the head. It's match by match, so we can't afford to get complacent, because if you work so hard as what we have and come thus far, we can't afford to take a back step, man. Definitely not. The season's still long. We've still got a few big games coming up against us, and a big break too.
Was the game physical?
Oh yeah, geez. Hell of a physical. We always knew it was going to be physical. Two big packs up against each other, and yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it in.
Your ankle, we saw you went over your ankle a little bit in the 20th minute, but you just strapped up and you carried on going. You okay?
Yeah, no, 100%. I'll worry about that tomorrow.
All right. How's the German?
German's good.
Pops here is not chatting with
Thanks,
you.
All the best.
Right, folks, with me now, Jono van der Walt, of course, the coach of False Bay, and no stranger to Cape Rugby TV. We've had him on there a few times now. Everyone's running out asking him for autographs now. Jono, this was what we were talking about last week on the show. The Community Cup champs. We knew it was going to be a tough one. You took it to the win. You must be thrilled.
Yeah, JP, like we said, I think I mentioned in studio that I said we'd be tight and we just edge in.
Yeah.
And today at 26-20, that's pretty much what happened. We're ecstatic with the result. We'll analyse and review the performance with 3 yellow cards and having to defend, obviously with guys without for 30 minutes. So I must take my hat off to the guys. A massive, massive defensive effort, and that's kind of what we're good at. But yeah, a win's a win, so we'll take it.
Any strengths and weaknesses today? I mean, Jan Loebscher from Durban was saying his team was just didn't bring it on the day.
Yeah, look, I think sometimes you can bring it and not bring it, but sometimes the team only allows you to bring so much. And I think obviously our defensive lines are set. The guys are hugely passionate on defence. Again, they play for each other, and it's just guys watching inside channels the whole time. So
it all worked for you today?
Luckily, yes.
Luckily, it all worked for False Bay. Jono, nice chatting with you.
Cheers.
VD, is that the nickname?
Yeah.
Oh, it's VD, okay. All right, but well done.
Cheers, bro. Thanks.
Jono van der Walt from False Bay, the coach there, and he was, of course, on the show with us last week together with Jean Dumont from Durban. So it was nice to have them on the show. And we also managed to catch up with Jan Loebscher. Wasn't very happy with his team's performance, as of course one would expect, considering they are, of course, the Community Cup champions. And Jan himself, an excellent coach, and knows when his team is underperforming a little bit on the day. Because I think on the day, False Bay didn't really at least Durban just didn't bring it. They weren't firing on all cylinders. We managed to catch up there with Jan Loebscher, and of course, Conrad Botha, the captain of Durban. Folks, we are at False Bay. Of course, it was a massive match today. False Bay up against Durban, really the Community Cup champions, up against the Community Challenge champions. False Bay's had a great run. Durban's had a great run. Jan, it just didn't work for you today.
Yeah, as you say, it was absolutely a fantastic clash of the champions. And fortunately, Bay was the winner, well deserved. We want to take nothing away from them. I think we must just go back to the drawing board and look at a few things. Today, the ball didn't bounce our way. We didn't create our own luck. So False Bay on the day played, and they deserved the win.
Dit lyk my as jy twee spanne soos julle standaard van False Bay wat 'n hoë standaard is en Durban se hoë standaard. Dis daai klein foutjies wat die op die einde van die dag gaan tel.
Yeah, obviously a small mistake at the end has a big result.
Yeah.
So it's the small ones that we made today. We didn't get momentum by losing the ball. We couldn't put phases together. Our handling errands, our basic stuff without pressure even wasn't on standard.
Yeah.
So, but everybody has an off day, and I hope this was our off day for the season. The season is still long. And all the best for False Bay. They have got a good unit. They do very well, and we wish them all the best.
Maar julle het nou daarom ten minste 'n nuwe TV-presenter in Jean Dumont, so.
Ja.
Maar Jan, ek's bly te sien dat jy nog so 'n glimlag. Lekker. Great stuff. We're looking forward to watch Durban's performance. You guys are obviously one of the trendsetters in Western Province Club Rugby, and it's exciting watching this quality rugby.
Thank you, JP. Yeah, we just have to step up again.
There we go. Right, folks, no stranger to Cape Rugby TV, the captain of Durban, Conrad Botha. Conrad, tough game.
Yeah, they put us under a lot of pressure. Ons het gesukkel, wil ek sê, dis al wat ons kan sê, ons het gesukkel. Die fout het gekom, and after that you can't go forward. We struggled. We got momentum at the end of the game, but too little too late.
Is dit 'n bietjie kwessie van ook julle het miskien 'n paar meer games nodig? Ek meen julle daai hele Community Challenge Cup agter die rug en die liga het nou begin en miskien was dit 'n min break en nou moet julle baie van die ander klubs het al klaar 'n paar games gespeel.
Ja, dit het seker 'n faktor, maar saam met 'n breek verloor 'n bietjie momentum,
Ja.
maar jy kan ook 'n bietjie rus. So daar's voor- en nadele. So jy kan nie eintlik sê ons het al te veel rus naweke gehad nie, maar ons het kans gekry om te rus. So dit kan enig van die twee wees.
So jy sê False Bay miskien is een van julle grootste matchups hierdie jaar.
Definitief. Toe ons sê die liga vir die jaar sien, jy weet ons False Bay hierso, dit is gaan 'n groter wees. So toe weet ons. Daar's sekere spanne wat jy weet gaan 'n tawe game wees. Ek dink False Bay onsself so baie dieselfde tipe rugby en dit sal altyd 'n harde game wees.
Dink jy die ander spanne, hulle dink hulle moet vir julle van die pedestal afkap. Ek meen Maties en die ouens, hulle weet julle is 'n Community Cup Challenge champions. Julle is natuurlik die President's Cup champions. Ek meen en julle is die ouens daar bo wat vir almal nou mik.
Yes, ek dink dis presies as sê die target is op ons rug.
Ja.
Daar is so 'n maklike game in die liga nie en dan gaan ook 'n maklike game wees die jaar want die target is daar en almal wil sê en False Bay kan dit nou sê hulle die Community Cup champions gewen.
Wel gesê, maar goed.
Baie dankie. Dankie hoor.
Yeah, so Jan Loopsje then of course Alconroy Botha. It's nice to see that even though the champs came out there, Jerome, they're still smiling and feeling comfortable about it, but obviously unhappy.
Yeah, definitely, JP. I mean, I know Jan sets high standards for his team, and they are a great team, but it just shows what Jonathan and them are doing at False Bay. And also, it was always going to be tough for Durbell this season. It doesn't matter who's playing against them. I mean, they are currently the club champs. So everybody's going to come out and try to beat them and try to make a statement that they can do it.
Alistair, what do you make of the game?
Well, look, it was an exciting game. At the end of the day, both teams had quite a long season because of the Community Cup and of the challenge. You know, some people might say, well, Durbell might be a bit tired, you know. But you can't take nothing away from False Bay.
Also, they played the Community Challenge, I think, also the whole bunch of games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't take nothing away from False Bay. You know?
Kat, it comes down to, at a time like this, it's down to conditioning.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's good to see that False Bay is competing so well now. I mean, there was a time where they were really down in the dumps, you know, and I can see they're getting stronger and stronger, really competing in the top league again. So it's fantastic. I like it. It's a good club. Good club.
All right, folks. And of course, our Evox Advanced Nutrition, the man of the match was the inside centre from False Bay, Jason Pretorius. Right, folks, of course, at every club game we have a man of the match, an Evox Advanced Nutrition man of the match. And today's man of the match, after a fantastic game, False Bay against Durbell, is the number 12, Jason Pretorius. Jason, congratulations.
Thanks,
You've had a great game. This is for you. This is a 100% whey protein courtesy of Evox Advanced Nutrition.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I know you're already looking pretty lean and there's a couple of guns here. How did you enjoy the game?
Yeah, it was lekker. It was obviously very tight towards the end. Defending with 13 men with 6 minutes to go against club champs is tough. But the boys showed a lot of heart and a lot of passion. And just thank Evans we're on the right side at the end of the day.
What would you say were some of the highlights of the game today? I mean, really it looked like False Bay was 100% committed and probably played more minutes of the game than maybe Durbell. Durbell guys felt they didn't bring it 100% today. What were the highlights for you?
I think our defence, especially in the second half, was probably the highlight for me. Just the willingness to get up, line speed, push up, make the tackles, and obviously that won us the game in the end. But the first half, the tries that were scored by the team was fantastic, and that obviously sets a nice platform for us going into the second half. But Durbell's a quality side, and they always will be. You don't earn club champs by being an average side. And I thought, gee whiz, at the end of the day, a win's a win, and that's one step closer to our goal.
You had a couple of incredible runs today, obviously, hence the fact that you're the man of the match. But you got great fly-off, and you got Mushtaqeen playing at fullback. Tell us a little bit about your backline, because it really looks like when you guys get that ball, you can really fire.
Yeah. Obviously our fly-off Anis is a quality oak. He's going from strength to strength. Every game he gets better. It's nice playing at 12, and you've got the security of a 10 who can make his hit. He communicates well. And the nice thing is they kick on us. I mean, we've got a back three that can rip anything up and tear anything up, and that is, it's obviously gives me the confidence to obviously play well and step up the game, which is lovely.
Jason, congratulations! You are the Evox man of the match. Well done, nice to have an Evox Advanced Nutrition man of the match there, and Jason Pretorius playing got some serious gas. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back, we'll start looking at Super League A, Super League B, Super League C, and the rest of the fixtures coming up over the weekend, as well as some of the results. Back in a sec. Hello everybody, welcome back. It's of course Cape Rugby TV. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, www.facebook.com, or visit our website, www.caperugby.tv. You'll find the latest news, and you'll find some clips on there. Of course, the clips from the show, all the interviews and everything's on the caperugby.tv website. Let's take a look now at the results in Super League A. Of course, some good results there on Wednesday last week. Stellenbosch beating Primrose 55 points to 12. UCT 48-3 over Helderberg and UWC, going down to Vix 25 points to 20. And on Saturday, then, of course, it was some action-packed matches there. Stellenbosch beating Vix 46 points to 5. False Bay, as you saw, 26-20 over Durbell. Hamilton's beating Silurian 60 points to 12. Helderberg going down to St. George's by just 2 points. Primrose losing to Tygerberg 18 points to 12. And UWC, of course, going down to UCT 47 points to 14, while Villages lost to SK Warmers 29-17. So some interesting results there. Jerome, good result for Stellenbosch over Vix.
Yeah, I think that's a plain result, JP, but yeah, it's a good result for them. I think big surprise was, I mean, Hamilton's is good, but that score 60-12 against Silurians, it's a bit
Silurians beating, of course, losing, of course, to Hamiltons.
Yeah.
Did you expect a bigger result from Silurians?
No, I expect them to compete because they've done well. They almost beaten Marty's a couple of weeks ago, and their quality side. I mean, all the effort that they put in, it's for that score. But I believe I heard that they made some changes, and they start with sort of their second best guys, and at halftime try to put in. Try to make some changes, put your best guys on. But so I don't know what tactics is that. But you can't play catch-up rugby, and I think at the end it was too much for them to come back. Yeah,
and then of course Villages against SK Warmers. Gerda, it was a good win for SK Warmers, 26-19 over Villages. Villages have had also a bit of a comeback over the last few years.
Everybody, I'm sure that everybody in the Western Province would certainly like to see Villages up there again. You know, one of the oldest clubs in South Africa. Club with so much history, and it'll be good. I think it's still going to take a bit of time for them to get settled in, get back up there. But everybody's hopeful that they'll manage.
But SK Warmers is also showing a good result there.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, let's not take anything away from SK.
No, definitely.
Alistair, I mean, I know your former coach at Massey has, of course, moved on from things now. Warren Edwards, he was. I don't know if he's involved with Villages or not, but a bit of a change there. But a good win for SK Warmers.
Yeah, SK is always a team that competes in the league. You know, they always try and strive to be in the top part of the league. And I think this season hasn't gone too well for them, but they can actually build on this win over Villages, you know, and take it further.
Yeah, let's quickly look at the slide again there, folks. Let's just look at some of those other results that happened over the weekend. And I think one of the notable ones there was probably Tygerberg and Primrose. And of course, the Helderberg derby, Helderberg and St. George's. But a good win there for UCT over UWC. But if we look at that score there, Jerome, Tygerberg beating Primrose 18 points to 12. Tygerberg will be happy with that result.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Tygerberg is, they've also played all their games away now. So to get a away win is always good.
They've got all the games at home now.
No, yeah, because they're busy working on their field. So I mean, it's good result for them, and I mean, they're doing something right this season. I think Ricky and the boys there are doing well. It's just sad to see that. I mean, Primrose is always a team. I mean, you don't go to Primrose's field and just go win there. And I don't know what's happening there, and they need to do something. I think it's 5 in a row for them.
Talking about doing something, I tell you, one of the shock results that I saw over the weekend. Silurians, I love Silurians. There's such a bunch of good guys out there. Manny's out there, and a couple of other guys, and Wayne Julies is out there. All friends of people that I've known for a long time, and hello to Manuel. How's it? I'll be watching the show, Manny. But what shocked me was over the weekend, 195 points to 0 win for the under-20 side. Hamilton's beating the Silurian side. Now, what on earth happened there? I don't know, but I think that if there's if there's something that needs to be paid a little bit of attention to, it's the youth scenario.
Yeah, but I think at one stage they had 10 players on the field also, because you know what happened. You lose points if your under 20s don't play, so they have to play.
Oh,
and it's sad. I mean, for a community like Silurians and what the club want to do is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where your depth starts at your under 20s, and they need to do something, and it's not good for rugby.
So that's interesting. It's interesting that you say that, you know, because one only looks at the score and you don't know really the story behind it. So what you're telling here is revealing. I think maybe then it also puts it into perspective for the viewers and people who would look at that score, is that they didn't know, hang on, maybe there was only 10 players. Yeah. They fielded is smaller than a cricket team. Okay, so there was less players than a full squad, and of course you're going to take points.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, they had to play, otherwise the first team lose points.
But it wasn't the only team in SK, in the league, across club rugby, where we're seeing some big points differences in the under 20s, and I think in the under 20s, then for a lot of the clubs, Alistair, I don't know if you agree with me, but for the clubs that are looking to build, they really are going to have to do a lot of recruitment at the under 20 level.
Yeah, because that's where you want to invest, because that's your future of your club.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of clubs go outside their community to look for players when they should invest in their community.
Yeah.
And actually at the under 20 level to build for the future of the club.
Because you want to think about where you're going to be in 2 years' time, 3 years' time.
Especially you as a coach.
Yeah.
You know, senior coach, you want to know where your next players are coming from.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ashik Wise from SK Women said that it was a very good game against a tough team. Villagers threw everything at them, but they managed to hold firm, and that their backline did the business for them, especially Daniel Erasmus, who scored 2 tries. So those are the wise words from Ashik Wise. Let's take a look now at the results in Super League B. Of course, Franschhoek United going down to Hamlets 35-30. Hands and Hearts going down to NNK 32-29. Kales River 47-31. Macassar 23-15 over Belleville. That was a big win for Kales River, 47-31 over Collegians. Panil Villages 46-26, and the Union Mill Wraithby win for Union Mill over Wraithby. Then, of course, Young People's 32-22 over Rangers. Just going back to Super League A there, Jerome.
Yeah, JP, I just want to give you a stat that we're busy with under 21 trials now. So I managed to get almost 80 players from Super A, Super B, who's currently playing in their first team. So it's also tough, because in all of that, guys, 60 players or almost 80 players still under 21 playing Super League A and Super League B in their first teams.
So the Super League A first teams are going to have a strong team for a long time.
Yeah, that's also good. That's I mean, we look at the things like clubs struggle to get guys playing under, because basically if you leave school, then you must play under 20 for your club.
For your club, yeah.
But a lot of that guys, I mean, they're doing something right, which is good for Western Province rugby to get that amount. I mean, our Super A and Super B, it's quite tough to get that amount of players.
That's good news for you, because Western Province is going to be able to pull from the Super League A under 20s and 21 guys, and you're going to then have a young squad coming through the ranks for the next couple of years.
Yeah, I had a chat with we had a meeting with Flecky today, showing him this, and I said,
he must be happy.
I don't necessarily agree that we must take guys from Western Province under 19 to play under 21, where we have these guys playing Super A and Super B, tough rugby. I mean, you just see what they have.
All right, let's get back to Super League B there. Young People's beating Rangers 32-22. Ebi Morat there saying that it was a disappointing result for Rangers, considering that they were leading at the break. They relaxed and became complacent, and Young People's took the advantage and were hoping to bounce back after a Milnerton game, after which they were, of course, so disappointed. Let's take a look now, a quick look at the results in Super League C. Scottsdene 40 points to 25 over Massey Pumelele. Alistair Sigelar, the coach at Massey, said there was a massive result for them. Massey had a good set of forwards and needed to front up. Blue Jets 26-17 over Young Stars. Goodwood 38-12 over Stelkor. Kraaifontein 45-11 over Paarl. Langa at 28-12 over Noordelijke. Scottsdene 40-25 over Massey, and Silvertree going down to Elsie's 24 points to 10. Strand 46-19 over Silverleaf. Those are your Super League C results. All right, let's turn to our two coaches here quickly that are up against each other. Alistair, a bit of a loss for you guys over the weekend?
Yeah, a bit of a stumble.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we'll work on it this week.
But Scottsdene have got a good outfit this year, and they're also coming and getting stronger this year.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of actually 2 of their games in the pre-season.
So you ready for Elsie's?
Yeah, I think
all right. Gert, let's turn to the coach of Elsie's then. Of course, Elsie's Rugby coach, Gert Rademan, here with us. They're shaking hands now. Look at this, they're already shaking hands. He says, well done. Congratulations. Is that a congratulations on a win? Or?
That's all of the best, mate.
All of the best for the future. Gert, a good win for you. We're having a chance to make a massive win for you guys over Kraaifontein.
Yeah, that was a very tough game. You know, Kraaifontein is not a very easy side. They came out very strong. There was a lot of facets in the scrums.
Yeah.
They were scrumming us all over the park, you know.
Oh, really?
And well, every ball that came out of the scrum, we had to make sure that it was like an egg, you know. We can't drop that basket, that egg, you know. We had to secure that ball the whole time. And the same with the lineouts. They were driving us as well. And we just had to make sure that this bit of ball that we do have, we got to use it properly. And it worked out well for us. We had I just made sure that from the beginning I had a good kicker on the field. And Bevan did it very well. He's quite an old guy.
Is that your tactic for Saturday? Because Saturday up against Masi Pumlele last year, they went unbeaten the whole year. Masi, yeah?
No, we're changing the whole side against Masi Pumlele now.
Because, you got a full new team.
No, you know, it's difficult in this league.
Yeah.
He knows it himself. I don't know what to expect from game to game.
I think Masi's only loss last year was against Retreat.
Yeah.
Am I right? Was Retreat your only loss?
Yeah.
All right,
the only loss, yeah.
Only loss, yeah. Which is not a perfect record, though. I think the previous year was a perfect record.
Yeah.
You got your work cut out for you then, Alistair. How's it feel taking over from Warren?
Well, look, I'm enjoying the time at the club. It's a new club.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big diversity there,
Great.
and everybody buys into the ethos of the club.
Yeah.
We got
coldest beer. Coldest beer of all clubs in Western Province. Masi's got the coldest beer. And I tell you something, that's a Bob Skinstad initiative. He knows if the beer is cold at the club knows well.
And our bar's always stocked.
And the bar's yes, of course, yeah. No point having cold beer, you run out. So you're enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, yeah.
All right. From Elsie's point, Gert, I mean, it's your first year as Elsie's as well. You coached previously at Goodwin and a few other clubs there. Are you enjoying it at Elsie's?
Yeah, definitely. You know, with a great manager like Tertius Windal, he's the guy that actually lured me over, you know, to this. And with the committee, always, we spoke about it earlier, me and Jerome. It's no use going into a club like that and you don't have support.
Are you talking about Jerome Stein now, your president, or Jerome Paarl?
Jerome Stein. Yeah. Jerome and his brother Winston, you know. Yeah. But they're right behind me. And the guys, you know, they're accepting the new things that we bring in, that I'm bringing into the club, you know. And it's great to have the structures and people really supporting you, you know. And it's not all about money in that club.
I just got to ask you something more important than your victories and your winning and all that fantastic stuff at Elsie's. Have you tried Ansel and Paarl's skaapbraai?
Yes. Ansel is right behind me all the way.
I just want to check because there's nothing more important than the food at Elsie's.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Don't worry about protecting your ball like an eier and just as long as you've got Ansel on the side. Skaapbraai is aan die gang.
Do you know what it's like? I mean, you're busy concentrating on your game the whole time from the back of you. Hey, Gert, how about a beer? Hey, Gert, how about a boerewors? You know. You're struggling to concentrate on the game. But great people.
No one's going to bite your head off. All right, folks, we'll take an ad break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at some of the other results in the league. Cape Rugby TV it is, everybody. Remember, you can find us on www.caperugby.tv for action news and, of course, all the videos and clips and cuts from here. And we've also got a little bit of a live chat on the website. So if you want to chat to other Club Rugby fans, just go check out the live chat section on the caperugby.tv website. Remember, of course, the show is, of course, podcast weekly. We clip the audio, we upload that to SoundCloud, we share it on the website, and, of course, we share it on Facebook. So look out for the weekly audio version of Cape Rugby TV. Let's take a look now at the results in the City League. And it was Busy Bees beating Manenberg Rangers 21 points to 19. Police 28-12 over Perseverance. And of course it was a tough game against a dangerous Perseverance team. And their head coach Evan Swanepoel said that they must send out their condolences to their centre. Joe Lane Kutsio broke his leg and is recovering in hospital, and they wish him all the best in their recovery. The Progress beating Young Ideas 18 points to 0. Temperance losing to Caledonia Rose. Watsonias going down to Hamadias, and Western Zebras going down to Gardens Tech. Meanwhile, in the Southern League, Laguna beating Young Brothers 30 points to 0. Peninsula 17-6 over Bishop Labour's Retreat. Losing to Eerste Rivier 21 points to 10, and Richmond Rangers going down to Thistle 49 points to 10, while Young Wesley's beat Titans 27-17. And then, of course, in the Northern League, it was All Saints going down to Atlantis 18-6. Khayelitsha 13-7 loss for them against Blue Stars United. Kylemore beating Dell 54-0. Strand Pioneers 24-23 over Imikawi. And Van der Stel, another win for them on the trot. 25 points to 18. Let's take a look at the Paarl League. Albions are going down to Allendale. Paarl Rangers 20-0. I'm not sure if that was a score, if that was a cancellation. Riverstones going down to Young Garden. Simondium losing, at least drawing with Young Standards. And then, of course, Violets, Paarl beating Windmill United by just 2 points, 22 points to 20. Look at some of our coaches that managed to catch up with us off air. We spoke to Denver Boltman from Peninsula. That was, of course, Peninsula beating Bishop Labour 17 points to 6. Bishop Labour's, he went to say, are a strong outfit, so they needed to front up. The guys stood up to the challenge and matched them all the way, and this was, of course, a good result for them, but there are still a lot of things to work on. And then, of course, Yusuf Sultan from Strand Pioneers went on to say that this was a cracking game for them. Now, you remember that Imikawi was sort of the nemesis of Strand Pioneers 2 years ago, and Strand Pioneers have struggled a little bit of late, but managed to come out with a win here. So Yusuf Sultan will be happy with that match. He said that they had to dig deep, though, to get the win, as Imikawi took the lead late on. The boys played for each other and stuck to their guns. Faisal Roberts had a great game and scored all 24 points. So Faisal Roberts probably deserves like a Western Province League man of the match. He scored 24 points for Strand Pioneers on the day. And of course, in the Paarl League, Neil Fortuin, who is the captain, at least the coach of Violets, said that it is a great game for them, and they had to dig deep as they were 20-12 down at one stage. And he's very proud of the way that they stuck to the game plan and got the result that they deserved. Those, of course, your results in a Super League A, B, and C. Right, folks, we'll take an ad break, and when we come back, we'll start taking a look at the fixtures. Welcome back, everybody else. Of course, Club Rugby TV, we bring you the very best of Western Province Club Rugby. Tonight is, of course, Villages up against UCT, and I'm sure everybody will be glued to Twitter, if not at the game, glued to Twitter to see what is going to come of that result. And of course, a lot of guys there will know each other. Of course, a lot of players at UCT tend to move between Villages and UCT. Let's quickly look now at the fixtures coming up in Super League A over the weekend. And it's going to be Primrose up against Bellahar. Solarians take on Durbell. SK Wilmers and Hamiltons. St. George's are up against Villages. All right, Gert, what do you make of Primrose up against Bellahar?
That's going to be quite a tough game. I would rather not make any predictions of that one.
No SuperBru for you.
Yeah, no.
No. Alistair, thank you. And I mean, I don't know, maybe, you know, coaches man and man here at Primrose Bellahar.
Look, it's going to be tough for Bellahar going to Primrose. It's tough playing at Primrose Field.
Okay, so you're going to play the political card, you're not going to give an answer. You're going to go with Bellahar?
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, it's Solarians and Durbell. Now, it's Jerome, you were talking earlier on about that you would have liked to see Solarians with a better result. Of course, they took a bit of a knock against Hamiltons. Durbell, it's going to be a tough, but Durbell's going to be looking to bounce back after false base. Solarians going to have, but it's home ground advantage for Solarians. Couple of things in the pot there. It's a sort of a interesting thing.
Yeah, definitely, JP. But I don't think that Durbell want to lose another game now. They're quality side, and I don't know what's happening at Solarians. So I think Durbell will definitely take the points there.
Yeah, and then of course it's going to be SK Wilmers who are going to be up against Hamilton's over the weekend now, and that's at the track. SK Warmers against the track. They, I don't know what it is, but for some reason SK Warmers have been saying they're waiting for Hamilton's at the track.
Yeah, it's a big
one, eh?
It's a big one. It's a big one, and I think SK is getting a bit. They're getting fit now. They're starting to because they didn't have a good pre-season, so they start to build now. I mean, I watched their game against UCT. They could have easily. Half-time could have easily been in front.
Yeah.
And I think that derby game, I would tend to give that game to SK.
Oh, it's okay. It's going to definitely a derby match. Yeah. All right, and then of course another big one will be St George's against Villagers. That's going to be an interesting game. Villagers, of course, but now of course Villagers were just to finish playing against UCT. And now they come up against St George's. St George's have had a bit of a rough ride. Okay, they took 2 points. They beat Helderberg by 2 points. But they're going, and so they might be getting a bit of a new gears. And Village is going to be tired. This is going to be a tough one to predict, Alistair.
Yeah, it will be a tough one, but I think St George's will take advantage of their home ground. You know,
yeah, it's Castro.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think this is the opportunity for Villagers to grab a couple of points. You know?
Look here, it's on now. Eh? I see Elsie's and Massey is going to be a cracker game, folks. By the way, that's the game that we're going to over the weekend. Elsie's Rafir against Massey Pumulele, and it's of course home ground advantage for Elsie's. So make sure you get down there. It's going to be a great game. As you can hear, these two coaches here already talking about it. Let's quickly look at the fixtures now in Super League B, and of course it's Brackenfell up against Collegians, Franschhoek United against Bellville, Hamilton and Wraithby, Hands on Hearts and Inviters. Kailsriver take on Young Peoples. Kailsriver, of course, very happy with their result last week. Peniel Villages and Rangers. Union will take on Macassar. Now that's going to be a cracker of a game. Yeah. And then it's in Super League C. This is where we're heading towards Elsie Rafir up against Massey Pumulele. Kraaifontein and Blue Jays, Langa and Strand Noordelijk is taking on Strand United. Paarl and Scottsdene and Silvertree and Goodwood, Stelkor and Young Stars. Now the game that interests me there, and Alistair, I'm going to bring you into the picture here, is Paarl up against Scottsdene. Paarl, of course, have got the advantage of having the fact that they played, and of course it's not the same whole full outfit, but it's one of the stronger teams. Jerome, would you say Paarl's one of the stronger teams in the region?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of their guys played in that community thing also, so I think...
So they all played in the community. Sorry, I'm kind of rushing now because I want to get through as much stuff as possible. Alistair, you played against Scottsdene. You know the Paarl. A lot of those guys played with Jerome's sort of club community in the community challenge. You played against Scottsdene last week. It's going to. How do you think that one's going to come out?
It's going to be a tough game, but I think Scottsdene might just pop it at the end there.
Scottsdene, okay, because they beat you. Not why. No, it's not why. I mean, you wouldn't have said it. All right, then let's take a look at our City League. Then, of course, that's MIT Rangers that are up against Tech. Perseverance take on Busy Bees. Progress Ideas. Watsonia take on Caledonian Roses. Young Ideas and Temperance. And then it's Bishop Lavis up against Thistle. Eerste Rivier take on Richmond Rangers. Rocklands and Laguna Titans Retreat. Young Wesleys and Peninsula. And then it, of course, is in the Northern League. All Saints and Emikawi, Atlantis and Kylemore, Blue Stars and Blakes, Delft Kailicha, Strand Pioneers up against Whistling Wheels. That's a little bit of a derby match. Strand Pioneers up against Whistling Wheels. And then the Paarl League, it's Paarl Rangers up against Simondia. Paarl United take on Albions. Riverstones up against Young Standards, Vineyards and Windmill United, while Violets take on Allendale and Young Gardens are up against a Lower Paarl. Jerome, that's going to be a bit of a derby, Young Gardens and Lower Paarl?
Yeah, that's always a tough one.
Yeah.
Lots of people at that game. But I think Gardens might just have the upper hand there.
Yeah. So, okay, folks, those are your fixtures over the weekend. Let's quickly look at our SuperBru predictions. Of course, we had our usual top 10 guys there. And congratulations to our top 10 winners. We see there Mansell is right at the top, followed by Gerard and what looks like a Lukey Boy, Rocky, Wilding Bat, Eddie Titus, EVJ, Sandy, Andrew Wildsmith, and of course Janneman. Those are your top 10 in the Cape Rugby TV SuperBru pool. Remember, you can join us there for your predictions. Okay, so let's quickly go back to some of the other fixtures over the weekend in Super League A. I think this is where we're going to see some matchups there. And so, Jerome, if we just go look at this Primrose Belhar game, now how much would they have taken from the community challenge?
Look, Belhar Bilal definitely thought that they're gonna win the community challenge, which was a bit disappointing for them. Also not to go in, or even to go play in the finals. So yeah, but I also think that Primrose need to do something. So it's almost, for me, it's almost a must win for them this week.
Yeah.
Which I think Bilal's not gonna make it easy for them, but I think Primrose need to win now. They need to do something else now.
Hands and Hearts take on Violets. Now, Violets have been hot and cold. They unfortunately went down to Kelsey, but then they started picking up and they started getting a couple of wins. Hands and Hearts had a bit of a rough environment, it seems, over the weekend at the match. But Hands and Hearts take on Violets, and of course, it's at Aikendal. You think Hands and Hearts? What do you think, Hands and Hearts or Violets?
Yeah, I really think that Hands and Hearts can pull off this one. They had a loss against NNK.
Yeah.
I think they will be better prepared for this one, definitely.
All right, so Alistair, Kraaifontein take on Blue Jets. I know that you guys are in the same league. Blue Jets not an easy team. What do you think of the Kraaifontein Blue Jets mixed matchup?
Yeah, Kraaifontein's home, definitely Kraaifontein.
Do you think that they would be looking to bounce back after their loss against LC Shafir?
Definitely.
So listen, are we going to get anything from you guys about what we're going to expect from a game plan? Alistair, you're taking on LC Shafir. You know, they are, of course, the team that beat Kraaifontein. Can we get any tips and secrets for what can we see on the game?
All I'll say, it will be an exciting game. You know, it will be a good brand of rugby played from both teams, I'm sure.
All right, so one of your fans made a poster for us, as Alice Michaels probably, who does such sterling work behind the scenes there. Let's quickly look at the picture here. Elsie's Rafir, there you see it, that's the poster for the weekend. It's Elsie's up against Masi Pumalele this Saturday, so make sure that you get down and come and watch Elsie's there. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other fixtures then. Gerd, you got anything you want to say about the Elsie's game? Are you going to let us into your game plan? Are you going to have is it going to be a kicking game? Are you going to dominate in the forwards or more?
Well, I'll have to prepare a new strategy. You know, like I said, every game is different. So I know more or less what to expect from them. You know? Yeah, it's just a couple of my friends have phoned me and told me what kind of game they play.
You got your spies out there?
And no, not my spies really, but you know what it's like in the rugby.
Have any of the players, like young guys, like they followed you, or I mean, you've been around quite a bit. Are there any new guys at Elsie's that are shining that you? Maybe, yeah. I mean, you've got an opportunity here to thank your boys and say hello to any of them.
Well, no, it's great to have finally met up. You know, it's a new club and it's a new lot of players. You know, but then you start to get. You know, I also got a Bucky's there, plays a great game with the lock. You know, and I get a Ramba there. You know, you know, so but it's a different sort of players. You know, but great lot of guys. You know, it's nice to work with them all the way.
Who's captaining Masi this year?
Timber Jack.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, India was our captain last year.
Yeah.
India's still playing though.
He's still playing.
But we changed captains this season.
Yeah. And top point scorer at Masi at the moment?
I think it's Keenan Langford, our fly-off.
Keenan Langford, your fly-off. All right. Gert, have you marked that man?
What's his name again?
Jerome, is that hoe it gaan met die coaches behind the scenes? They all prep it like this?
Yeah, but I don't know, JP, what happened to the coaches now. I mean, have confidence and say, I'm gonna beat you.
We're gonna thrash you.
I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. How important is that going into the game? How important is that for everybody to have 100% belief before the game?
Yeah, that's very important, JP. And I know what professional coaches sort of do now behind the scenes. They tell their players, listen, we're gonna play these guys off. Is they gonna come out and they're gonna beat us just to soften them up a bit and let the opposition coach think that, okay, you know, we are, this guy's injured, that guy's not up to standard, this guy's not. Huh? But in the team meeting, they'll tell the guys, listen, don't worry what you see in the newspapers, but we're definitely going to go out and beat them.
Yeah, it's not a TV game.
But that's what I want to hear from this gentleman, to say, listen, I'm just going to come out and beat you.
All right. Okay, folks, we're going to call it a wrap there. Jerome, thanks for joining us on Cap Rugby. From next week on, we want to start looking at some of the match analysis. We want to bring you into that. We want to see some of the game footage, and you must draw some of those squiggly lines for us.
Definitely, anytime, JP.
Looking forward to that. Gert, thank you. Thanks for joining us. And
Thanks,
of course,
JP.
we'll see you on Saturday. I think it's going to be a cracker. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like, you know, funny that one of my old mates phoned me, Zach Scholz, you know.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, he wants to join up the club now.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
join the club, and he wants to play on Saturday, you know. So it's great. I'm getting a lot of calls from my old mates phoning me, you know. I don't know what it's going to be like with the first loss again. You know, if anybody's going to phone me again.
Yeah, yeah.
But
it's
like
not
I
going to be
said,
this weekend, though.
I have a lot of faith in my players,
Yeah.
and they, when they really have to step up, they're there for me.
All right.
It's
Okay, there you
fantastic.
go, Zach Scholz. Well done. You've Elsie's on the recruitment drive. Alistair, we're looking forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. I think it's going to be great. The Massey guys are always fantastic. Great bunch of guys. We love being at Massey Phumelele itself. In fact, I know Steve Sherwood asked me the other day, when am I coming back there? I haven't been there for so long. I said, but I was there the other day. It feels like just the other day. So you and your boys, good luck for Saturday. We'll see you then.
Thanks.
Folks, then just incidentally, for those of you that might have noticed the minute silence that took place at the False Bay Durbell game, that was in honor of Francois Hechter, married to Kirsty, Zoe, and or the daughter Zoe at least. And he played centre for the Bay, and he coached the thirds in the mid-2000s. It was a dedicated club man, father, husband, son, and friend. It was a great loss to the Bay family, and the players there just giving a moment's silence in honor of Francois Hechter. All right, folks, that's a wrap from us. We'll see you at Elsie's at least, when Massey Phumelele take on Elsie's Rafir. We'll see you at Elsie's on Saturday. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.